Hey guys, coming on for the collective read. See what we got going on. Man, our collectives are just sitting in a lot of, I was gonna say illusion, and then look at that. There's just a lot of challenges happening in our collectives right now. Everyone's getting tests and love tests and boundaries, and I mean, just, you know, stuff that's never just a huge fun time to deal with, right? But it pays off in the end when you get through it. But so it looks like you're really having to face some things that maybe you weren't seeing clearly. Oh my God. So it looks like you're having to look at things that you weren't seeing clearly. I think you were really coming from a place of, I don't want to say like blinded love, but you kind of were blinded to love, right? Like you were sitting in illusion, right? So you weren't looking at the actual, I think you just were feeling it, so to speak, instead of like looking at it with logic. And I think that you were really, so it's almost like you weren't going with your gut instincts. You just were looking at it with hearts in your eyes, and then also like planning like a future with this person. And then it ended up, I think you ended up finding out it was just toxic, obsessive type of love. And a family could be part of this reading, or pregnancy. This, it's like you didn't want to, yeah. It's kind of like you were really just all in with this person. You were not, but you weren't listening to your instincts. You were just going with, oh no, this is big love, and we're gonna start this family and all this. You were very focused on that. Never mind the fact that you were not listening to yourself, and that you could see it logically when because at some point you had to have stopped and kind of looked at this as like, well, this is not like the greatest thing ever. It's pretty fucking toxic, but you still were kind of like, I think we can push through that and get kind of to the happily ever after. Well, that doesn't work if only one of you is working on that, you know? Yeah, I think you were really waiting for something to shift with this person. You were kind of hoping that they would change, so to speak. Because it's like you were waiting for them to reciprocate almost, or show you that it was real. Yeah, it's like you were living on a loop. That is, were you... Okay. Actually, I think they're supposed to be together. I'm just going to leave it where it is now, but when I say that you got obsessive over this, like this was constantly on your mind. This is all you were thinking about. And I think the writing on the wall was really clear, but you didn't want to look at that. And you just kept waiting for it to kind of shift into the illusion that you were sort of, you know, like rose-colored glasses. Let's put it that way. Like, it's like you were looking at it with rose-colored glasses. You were waiting for the rest of the world to sort of catch up and see through your rose-colored glasses. That's not what was happening. And it looks like you had some pretty big disappointment when you thought it was going to have to do with family. I want another one on this one. yeah, it really, this was, the wake up call for you was, I don't think that was too fun for you to kind of, I think you kind of sat in it until you didn't have a choice but to see kind of the reality of it. And then you just, you never, I think this has been something that's been on your mind for a really long time. Because time is coming up here. So this is just not a, yeah. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. Whatever you thought this was, it is definitely not. This is like stabbed in the back kind of shit. This is not, did I move the table? Probably. This is like stabbed in the back kind of shit. This is not something you want to invest in. And this is like, a lot, yeah, it's a burden. It's a fucking burden. This is, and you may have defended this relationship or whatever the fuck this was to other people. Like you may have been like, oh no, things are going to change. It's going to be fine. Like you were pretty, holy shit. Okay. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, run, baby, run. This is not where you want to be, and this is not in a, yeah, look ahead. This is not where you want to be, because all this is this is not good. And I think you must have a heart of gold to be able to look at a person that pulls this kind of shit and be like, they still have potential in there. Yeah, everybody has potential. But when they're doing this kind of shit, this is a huge burden to you. And all you ever felt was betrayed. You just kept trying to push through and sit in the illusion, not listening to yourself. And I'm sorry, I know this is harsh. I don't mean it like that. But you've got to come out of this, because this is not healthy for you. And this person is a piece of shit. Like this is nobody you would want to hang on to at all. I mean, all the shit in the dark, the backstabbing, the weird love bombing, the weird obsession, and then it's like they come in and out. They hook you like a drug addict, like, oh, can I say that? Anyway, I said shit. But it's that same type of the hooking. And then would come in and again do love bombing and then disappear and then come back in and then make promises but then never follow through, and then it's just been a burden. You've had to fight with people over this to try and explain how great this really is. At the same time, you're being betrayed. And you just wanted to see it as like a happily ever after. How you were viewing it, oh, this so devoted and loving and oh. But and the truth was, it's hiding, avoiding, lying. This was deceptive. Like it's this not. It's over and over and over again. That's all this message is saying. So you need to run. You need to get away as far as you can from this. I don't usually come on here like ready to be like, fucking run, move, get out of town, get away from this. This is not good. And this person would have to go through an intense amount of not just like self-awareness, just start there to even be aware, but they'd have to completely, fundamentally change themselves. This is not a nice person you're messing with. So run, baby, run. You have an amazing amount of love and devotion to give to someone who is worthy, this person is not. And they never were. Who was worthy of your love and devotion is you. You were. They were not. They're a ball bag. You're awesome. I mean, the amount of burden and pain that you have been put under, and then to still try to tell yourself that there's hope here, you're just torturing yourself, and you deserve better than that. You got to get your running boots on and get the fuck out of there. Go chase down your own self-love. Find it and give love to yourself. The kind of love you're capable of giving and showing up for someone, do that for yourself, because that's where the healing will be, or at least start. Okay, I'm not going to pretend, yes, and then you're healed and voila, and everything else is gravy. No, but it'll get you through this, and it'll get you to something much better, and it'll put you in where you are devoted to yourself and making sure you are getting what you deserve, and you definitely didn't deserve this crap. So run. That's all. This is not good. And you know it, but you've just been fighting it to sit in an illusion and a delusion. So get out of it. You are way better than any of this. They're going to drag you down to a place that you might not be able to climb back out of. So run now. Okay. I believe in you. You can do it. Get out of there. Okay. Check in.